What's up folks, Moon here, welcome back to the channel. So we're currently at the end of Season 1 in the War Within, and while some players are pushing for last minute goals, other players are leveling new toons to hopefully try out for the new season. While I haven't been uploading as much as I'd like personally on this channel, I've had a lot of friends and viewers reaching out to me recently asking if I'm returning to the game, what I'm going to be playing if I am, and what my overall plans are in this new upcoming season. So I actually have gotten back into the game over the past couple weeks, and I've been grinding out some Mythic Plus with a few friends because I've been wanting to switch things up in game. So I've decided to take it upon myself to learn a new specialization and make things a little bit more difficult for me, at least in the healing sense, by picking up Discipline Priest. So my background historically has been in PvP content in the game, and for the longest time I played Restoration Shaman, which is surprisingly a lot more difficult in player versus player than it is in just normal Mythic Plus or Raid. And that's largely due to Resto Shaman being more of a proactive healer in PvP content, where because you have so much utility, every single global cooldown that you press matters. And because you have a small window of time to make a decision with so many different utility options available, you essentially have to be ahead of the game. Whereas in PvE, Resto Shaman still maintains that massive arsenal of utility, but it plays more like a reactive healer and is relatively simple to pick up in that regard. So having swapped over to do PvE content, I found myself getting incredibly bored, and I decided to maybe pick up a proactive healer. Discipline Priest is something that plays very similarly to Resto Shaman, so if I wanted to still continue doing PvP, which I guess a minor spoiler is that I will be returning to PvP, it plays rather similarly in that sort of archetype of being a proactive healer, but Discipline Priest also has to be a proactive healer in PvE, and I've been really enjoying that in that regard. In Mythic Plus dungeons, and you'll see in the background footage here, I do a pretty awful job since this is a pug group and a lot of things are going off script. So in Mythic Plus dungeons and in Raid, you essentially have to prep your healing, which means that you have to cast a few spells ahead of time to get your atonements out, and get your Void Wraith out, and get your Mind Blast out, and then you have an insane amount of healing, and you can just shit out healing per second. And while I initially found that style of play to be a little bit clunky, it grew on me, and now I absolutely prefer it to any other healer. I don't know if I could go back to my Resto Shaman, and it really kind of hurts me saying that because I'm wearing a Shaman t-shirt right now, but I've been having the absolute time of my life on Discipline Priest. I'll say that I am looking forward to the Mythic Plus dungeon rotation. I haven't really been on the PTR a whole lot, but I do recall that at least from my brief period of time playing the game in BFA, I really did enjoy the Motherlode, and throughout my time in Shadowlands, Theater of Pain was by far one of my most favorite dungeons, so I foresee myself really going hard at the Mythic Plus. This time around, I don't have to do as much social networking to find people to play with, because I have a couple friends that I've been playing with online now that I've been really enjoying playing Mythic Plus with, and I'm almost 3k already on my Disc Priest. I'm trying to see if I can squeeze that out before the end of the season. So I don't really have like a major Mythic Plus goal in mind, but I would like to go for 3k, potentially a second time if I'm able to get it in Season 1 before it ends. And I don't necessarily know how far in Raid I want to go, because raiding involves a lot more social politics than I'd like. When it comes to the whole networking aspect of finding a guild that has 1, raid times that you're compatible with, and 2, the capability of reaching the goals that you want to reach, and 3, also of a vibe or an environment that you can tolerate at the bare minimum. I've noticed there's just like a lot of fakeness in the raid scene, and so outside of getting ahead of the curve with my newfound group that I got AOTC with last season, I don't know if I foresee myself really stepping into the Mythic scene again. I am happy to announce that I will be returning to playing Arena and Solo Shuffle, at least casually, and I will be making a couple videos off of that, because I still think that there's more to PvP that I can share. And also, I met up with my buddy Erratic, who I'll give a quick shout out to because I'm really proud of him. He ended up getting his first Gladiator just a couple days ago, and I'll go ahead and link the video in the description so you can go check him out too. But anyways, I met up with him and a common buddy of ours, Nanner, and one of their friends, Santi. And just hearing them talk about PvP made me very nostalgic of the time that I was pushing for Gladiator in the Zero to Hero series. Who knows, if I am maybe able to make the right connections and spend more time doing PvP, I may try to push for Gladiator again. But as of right now, that's all up in the air because we'll have to see how next season sort of pans out. But at the very least, I will be playing the game some more, at least with friends. Because World of Warcraft, and really any MMO, the amount of fun that you can derive from the game largely focuses around who you're playing the game with. And I've noticed that over my time playing the game, the time where I've not enjoyed playing this game is when I've been playing with people that I really should not be playing with, or I've enjoyed it the least with. Whereas I've also made some of my best memories in gaming playing this game, of which I've even met up quite a few people in real life that I've just started out playing this game with. And that's sort of that double-edged sword with the whole community aspect of the game. And who knows, maybe I'll forge my own community eventually when it comes to like an in-game sort of deal. So with all that being said, I am very excited for the next season of The War Within. I'm hoping that this new raid turns out really well. I'm hoping that the new Mythic Plus dungeon season is really well. It's good that Blizzard is listening to the feedback regarding Mythic Plus, because despite myself having a little bit of fun with the season, I know that for people who play a lot of Mythic Plus, there is this sentiment going around that a lot of them had the least fun ever playing Mythic Plus in that season. And listening to some of the arguments, at least when it comes to like gearing, phasing out the low rated keys, and some of the affixes being a little bit weird, like the death timer affix on the +7 for a long while, that was pretty cooked. I can see why it would be unfun for just the normal casual player. But that'll do it for today's video. If you're also looking forward to the next season of The War Within, let me know down in the comments what part of the game you enjoy playing. And until next time, this is Moon, relapsing on World of Warcraft, and signing out.